All right, welcome. So today we're going to go through a really quick and easy way to make nut milk. For a lot of people that are on the paleo diet wanting to take out dairy products, nut milk can be a really good alternative for your coffees, to put into smoothies, things like that, to have still a milk option. So first of all, what I've done here is soaked some nuts. Make sure that you get organic and Australian nuts so that they haven't been fumigated when they're coming from overseas and not sprayed or treated with anything. So we want to soak those, and the main thing we want to do is make sure we soak them pretty much overnight, or even a little bit longer. And the reason for that is we want to remove all the phytic acid from the surface of the nuts, and soaking them a long time will allow that to help happen. So soak them in filtered water to cover the nuts with a little bit of Himalayan rock salt or Celtic sea salt, and that'll help to just take all of that kind of those enzyme inhibitors and acids off the surface of the nut. Actually, what I'll do then is just strain the nuts once I've soaked them overnight, and I just leave them on the bench top overnight in kind of a, you don't want them to get too warm while you're soaking them, and we want to wash them really, really well. Wash and drain them really, really well to get rid of all that kind of yucky water. The water should run clear when you've done that. And then what I'm going to do is put a cup of nuts into the Vitamix. So for 1 cup of nuts, we add about 3 cups of filtered water. And getting filtered water just means that we're not having access to fluoride, chlorine, things like that are in your tap water. And just a pinch of a Celtic sea salt or Himalayan rock salt. Pop the Vitamix on, or you can do this with a powerful blender that you have. Blend that for about 90 seconds on a high power. The softer the nuts are, the easier it's going to blend. So almonds, generally a little bit more firm, you need to blend them a little bit longer. So what that produces, as you can see, is a really nice creamy white milk. It still has some lumps in it, some parts of the almond skin, things like that. If you like it just like that, you can go ahead and drink it. If you like a sweeter milk, or if you want to make it for a bit more of a drink rather than adding it to things, you can sweeten it as well. So here I've got some medjool dates. They're the sticky caramelly ones. You want to take the pip out first, and I'd pop about a half a date into the blender, and this you can do before you blend it if you'd rather make a sweeter milk. So we pop the date in like that. And you can add a whole lot of things to your nut milk at that same time. You can add some vanilla, other sweeteners if you prefer them. The next step, what we're going to do is strain the milk. So as I mentioned before, you can use this if you prefer it like that. Otherwise, we have a nut milk bag here, or you can use a thin strainer like you'd use to make quinoa. To wash quinoa. So you pour the milk into the strainer. The easiest thing to do is to use a big bowl like this so that you don't end up trying to put it into something narrow. It's a bit easier, and you just squeeze the nut milk straight through the bag, and what this does is just takes out all the little particles that are left over from the nuts, takes out the skin. Save this extra pulp, so don't chuck it in the bin. It's really good to either roast in your oven to make your own almond meal, or you can throw it straight into like bliss ball recipes and save it, because it's all the really good part of the nut. So once you've done that, we have a delicious, creamy almond milk, and that is excellent in smoothies. The good thing about nut milk, if you get it from a high quality source and you prepare your nuts properly, that's the most important thing, is that it's got some good fats in there, magnesium, calcium, a whole bunch of minerals, vitamins. It's really filling, good quality fats. You can foam it in a coffee machine. or drink it as it is.